Yeah, boy. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are building the GQ Patrol. So we're back with another episode. We're on our 400th day of bodywork on this thing. Well, that's what it feels like anyway. It's been a lot of work. So thanks for the patience, guys. I know there hasn't been a few videos for a while, but I appreciate the ones who have been following along. If you're new here, please subscribe. We're getting right into it. The plan is to go back-to-back episodes on this build. So last episode, we did get some of the bodywork started at Rohan's Detailing. We're down here getting him to paint this thing. Mitch did reveal the color, so you'll have to go back and see that. But in this episode, we should be laying some paint. So without further ado, we're gonna rip straight into it. Back where we were, more bodywork.
Good morning, everybody. How are we this morning? We're down at Rohan's and we've got tailgate down. Sammy's all over that. Rohan's smashing out the tub. My mission is doors. Now, we painted the door jambs earlier. Obviously, you'd see this color here. I wasn't super stoked with the color. Obviously, it's a great color. I do love the color, but I wanted a bit more pop shazam to it. So we've thrown in a silver pearl in our next coat. I'm gonna leave the door jambs how they are. It's not a massive biggie that they're not gonna have the pearl. Obviously, you don't see them in the sun, but they're still the same color, so that's all right. Thrown in the silver pearl. Now we're gonna work on getting these trims off because these doors came off a wagon. So we've got new doors for this. These are electric window doors, so that'll be cool to get working. So now I'm gonna work on getting this trim off, weld up and fill up these holes, and then we can flatten this door out. This is a good door. This door has a small dent. Rohan's gonna shrink that and pull that out, and then we can get onto the prep work of that door. How are we doing, Sammy? What do you reckon the process?
I woke up with brain cancer this morning. Have a go. Good morning. Here we are. We're at it again. So I'm gonna do tailgate today. Now, we did a lot of hammer and dolly. Well, Mitch spent probably the last 3 days on this. And I'm gonna try and do a little final coat around the border. And then the real hard stuff is in between the letters, which it ain't gonna be perfect, but we're gonna get it pretty damn close. Start with the top sections, get all them good, and then it's just really come in with probably a little file like that and just clean up these corners. So that'll probably be me all day, to be honest.
While I've been sanding the door, Ryan's been getting the tub ready, so now we're on to getting the tub into the booth to hit in high fill primer. So it'll come in, we'll hit it with high fill, leave it for a couple of days, and then we can finally do the final block sand, and then it should be ready at the same time as the cab to all get painted together. I paint black cars because I don't have taste.
Okay, our hands were certainly bleeding by this point. What you didn't see off camera is we're probably our 5th day into bodyworking this. We had one more coat of primer to put on, a bit of high fill, and then we're on our final sand before paint.
All right, guys, we're back down at Rohan's this morning. Now, last night, he must have got the doors in primer. So he's primed up the outside of the doors, finished off that bodywork for us. And now this morning, we're gonna start working on these fiberglass guards. Now, you've seen a few videos ago, quite some time, we ended up getting some wide body guards. Now, these guards are absolutely sick. They're a full wide body to suit GU diffs and decent offset. These guards are from Custom Fiber Parts down on the Goldie. So if you're chasing any of them, hit him up on Facebook or Instagram and make sure to grab yourself a set. They're pretty much the only way you can fill these GU diffs and offset wheels without looking weird and putting kilometers of garden edging on. So this morning, we're just gonna throw the door on, line it all up, and then we're gonna be able to drill the holes in the guards before it gets painted so you don't have any paint chipping afterwards. So let's get cracking onto that.
Okay, so while Mitch is playing with those front guards and getting them to mount up, we have pulled the tub out of the booth. It's actually been a couple of days. So Rohan put a really thick couple of coats of primer on here. So the reason we've done that, it's basically a high fill, so we can go back and block out any imperfections. So I'm going over with a bit of 280 to get rid of a lot of the peel and those little imperfections. Then we'll come back through with some 400 grit to prep it. We're going 400, we're doing wet on wet, a few coats of color, base coat, and then a few coats of clear, and that should pretty much finish it off nicely. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 minutes of this episode, you'll see some paint going down. A little bit of work to go, but we're getting very close. I just had a fucking Red Bull, so I'm ready to talk. That's what's happening. Alrighty guys, we're burning the midnight oil tonight. The sun's gone down and we're just getting it done. So we've got the doors prepped. So everything's being done in like a 400 grit soft pad. These are those fiberglass guards. So I'm sure Mitch spoke about these the other day from Custom Fiber Parts. A little bit different to prep these, like imperfections that you'll get in fiberglass is always gonna be there. And obviously you need to trim it down to fit your car. So that's been done. The tub is a pain in everyone's butt. It's just super hard when you've got places that have been welded, high spots, like it's been bodywork 3 or 4 times, but we're pretty happy with it now. It's just a few little imperfections we're sorting out. Hopefully get it in the booth in about an hour and a half, lay the paint, let it bake over the night, a little bit in the morning, and then hopefully we can pull it out and see the finished product. So the next thing you see, we'll prep it, get everything masked up, prepped, cleaned. We use a bit of Prepsol, some wax and grease remover, and then just cover up, tape up any bits we don't want paint on and start laying it.
All right guys, so interesting fact, I didn't know this, but booths are heated a lot. It's like 60 degrees in here, so, because outside's very cold. It's winter, it's cold, but we're just getting everything masked up and we're about to lay base coat. So to stay away from like the traditional Nardo grey, I chose to go a base coat of Moonstone Grey Premium, which is a nice dark color with a silver metallic pearl that we're gonna lay on top. Then we'll come through with our clear coat. Now that's just to add some effect when it's in the sun, so it's not just a boring base color. Now before I melt, we're gonna get this painted. I'm gonna have a crack too. Ryan's gonna give me the gun and I'm gonna show you all how it's done.
Once the base coat had been fully laid down, it was time to lay this binder, pearl, whatever you want to call it. Now, Mitch was a little bit concerned because straight out of the tin, it looked super, super white. And he was worried that it was actually going to cover the color and not just be kind of transparent. So, risky move. Let's see how it turns out.
All right guys, it's 10 o'clock currently and we've laid our first coat you guys saw was a sealer because we had some bog and shit that we worked on. It was a sealer. Then we ran a few coats of base. Now, Ron and I have taken a fucking gamble here. So we put the Nardo on and it was very boring, extremely flat. It's not Nardo, it's Moonstone. Put the Moonstone on, it was very boring, it was super flat. So we then decided to use that silver pearl that I bought because, and then the silver pearl was a massive gamble. We really don't know what color it's gonna end up looking. But we've chucked on a dust coat, top coat, dust coat. Now that's to give it a bit of pop. Pearl looks good. You really don't know what it's gonna look like until we get the clear on. So we're gonna do that now and then actually see how it comes up. Just had a quick little mishap. Diesel heater ran out of diesel for the booth. So we're trying to get the temps back up. I had to go to the servo and get some fuel, getting the temps back up. Here we go. You've got to be at least 25 and we're at 19.5. Good morning everybody. I'm not sure what update I filmed last night because it was like 12:30 by the time I got home. But all the paint's done. obviously except for the cab, but it ended up looking sick. So I need to change this angle, it's fucking shit. All right, good morning everybody. Don't know where we got up to last night with the whole situation, but it's painted, looks really good. Now we're gonna head back down to Brizzy this morning to pick it up, because I didn't get home till like 1:45 last night, so it looks sick. It was a massive gamble, that Nardo grey with the silver pearl. I don't think anyone's ever done it before. I'm sure probably someone would have, but it comes out really nice. It scared me because the base coat was super flat, and then the metallic on top looked shit and cloudy, and then we put the clear coat on it. It looked fucking amazing. So I'm gonna make myself coffee and we're gonna go back to Brisbane.
All right, I've come out this morning. I had to leave last night because I had to look after the kids, the furry animals. The dog was having a whinge, so the boys wrapped up at about midnight, and I haven't seen it yet. So let's have a look. Fuck yeah. I'm actually stoked with this. You know why? I think this is gonna make the car look modern. It's not Nardo with grey as I thought, which is good. It's like a blend between grey and silver, but in the shadows it's super dark. I'm stoked with that. What I'm more stoked about is how not kind of fucked it is. Yeah. We know there's dents in here, but it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Once it's got a bit of weathering on it.
I can see a reflection right now.
Yeah, like it's not dead straight, we know that. But we already put a few days of bodywork in, and it's just, you cannot get these things dead straight. So that was my main concern, is the finish. If you guys remember, I'll try to get a clip of when we started bodyworking it, and the amount of dents that were facing out, we got it pretty close. So we're gonna get it strapped down now, take it home. We'll probably get back to you guys in a few days. Lucky it's Friday, so we've got the whole weekend. We're gonna let it bake, let it set, let all the chemicals evaporate out of it from the thinners. Bit of sun, hopefully over the weekend, get it to harden up, and then we'll wrap it on Monday to protect it. And then we'll get back to you when we start probably dropping the tub onto the chassis and start seeing how things are gonna fit up. So it's a mammoth task done. Now there's another mammoth task, which is the cab.
Sam approves, we've won. We've converted him from black car guy.
Converted shit, I think it's good. So is red, so is black, it's all good. Nothing's bad, as long as it's not pink. No, it's good, it's good, yeah.
3 days later.
Take a look at this stuff. Make the most of it, because we're about to wrap it in a day or two. We're gonna let the panels gas out a bit, let everything evaporate, but it's come out bloody good. These look beautiful, or if one man once said, "Estos se rene mostos, quiste senro bellissimi, correne varsi cuscomiras." You're right. So yeah, that all meant the same thing. These are beautiful. But let's take it out in the sun real quick. We tried to do this at Rohan's, but it was actually super cloudy. Damn, it's like a rainbow. I know you're gonna have to get good angles here with the camera off.
Why is it still so bright?
No, it's not 100. Damn, son. What have you done to the camera? No, you can actually see it under this light. So maybe try and get a close up under here. Like, that's the same effect. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see it.
One of those paints you have to see, but
Yeah, definitely. I've seen the footage of when we sprayed it in the booth, and hands down, the same thing with the candy. It's probably twice as better looking in person. It's just one of those things. Anything to do with glitter, paint, pearl, yeah, you gotta come see it in person. Let's get on with the episode. Melbourne, are you ready? The Build Not Bought crew is coming down to the 4-wheel drive show. It's gonna be on the 22nd to the 24th of August. What, is that not good? I reckon we just run it. You're not gonna use all of this, right? Right, in all seriousness, we are going to be at the Melbourne 4-wheel drive show in this. It is the GQ, and there'll be much more of the car than this. We'll have the tub, hopefully the cab and motor sitting in there, so come down and see it. It's on the 22nd to the 24th of August. So I'll put a link down below for the tickets. There will be a code, so go check that out. I'll put that in the description. And then for Sydney, it is a few weeks after. I'm gonna let you guys know now, because now is the time if you want to enter your car in the Show Your Daughter event for the Sydney 4-wheel drive show. So there'll be a link down below for the application form. Send your car in, we'll judge it, and you may be on display next to our cars at the Sydney 4-wheel drive show. So got 2 events coming up. Be there if you're in Melbourne, be at the other one if you're in Sydney, or do both, I don't care. Guys, we're about to get ripping into it, and I just have to make a quick announcement. We've signed a deal with ProFlow. Super exciting, because ProFlow have probably one of the biggest ranges of performance products. Everything from AN fittings to expansion tanks to intake manifolds to exhaust manifolds, fuel cells, everything. So dribs and drabs of stuff will be coming in for this build, but it's pretty much going to take the next few builds on this channel to the next level. So for the GQ, we're going to kick this episode off with a little bit of fuel stuff. Not gonna go too much detail with this. Wait, have I spoken about the gloves? The white gloves must be on every time we touch Profo products. So surge tank, we're running that because we're gonna run 2 high volume fuel pumps in there. You can actually run 3 with this one, which is really good. So this is good for high horsepower and also keeps this full if you're doing any hectic forward driving or even around a racetrack. You know, you get fuel surge and the pumps will always be submerged in fuel in a surge tank and not suck dry like it would in a main tank. Awesome little billet bracket here for your lift pump. Just a external fuel pump and then a filter just before that. So, gonna start with mounting this. Mitch is having a look at where it's gonna be placed on the chassis, make a little bracket to mount this stuff, and then we'll go through with how it all gets plumbed up, what pumps we're using, all that good stuff. So let's just get straight into putting all the flash stuff on.
All right, so we're actually pretty strapped for space. You tray guys wouldn't understand, but the tub pretty much sits hard on this brace. Well, not hard on, but it's very close. So we can't mount anything under the tub. Super annoying. It's like having a wagon, but less convenient. So we're gonna run everything on the inside of the chassis here. Now I've found that this can actually just bolt pretty nicely on there. I'm gonna do 2 more holes down the bottom. Then we're gonna go surge tank here. Now that's so we can run fuel lines straight down this rail, nice and clean, tidy, keep everything. Then we're gonna go from surge to pressure reg, or is it pressure reg before? No, pressure regulator, fuel lines, go-kart, fuel rail, pistons, then it comes back at the exhaust. All right, time to sort out the surge tank, guys. So basically the reason you go a surge tank is so that when you're on like hectic angles or something, you don't starve your car of fuel, or when you're a little bit low on fuel and you're giving it heaps, it doesn't suck and cavitate and suck dry. So we've decided to go with the ProFlow surge tank, and we're gonna run 2 of their fuel pumps. Now these are high pressure pumps, and there's a bit of setting up to do when it comes to these. So first thing, you pull this out and you'll see there's 3 spots. So there is 3 spots available for a pump. You can run 2 and then 1 spare if you want, but we're just gonna run 2 as is. So there'll be a few blanking bungs, and you're gonna wanna put in some push fittings, some barb fittings. But first of all, we're gonna start setting up the first fuel pump. Then we'll move to the second one. You don't want this sitting too low, so it's starving the gauze of fuel, but you also don't want it too high to the point where it's gonna be, where if the surge tank does get low and you really up it, it's starting to starve the engine of fuel. So we'll just give these a quick hit with some silicone spray or something so they slide nice up and down here, and then we're gonna measure and find the base of surge tank and find where the bottom of this should sit. Now we are going to move on to the surge tank, but we're not, because our plasma cutter shit the bed as always. More downtime than runtime with that brilliant piece of machinery. So we've run some fuel lines to the fuel pump. Now we're going to put the tub on and make sure everything clears, because we can do all the surge tank stuff underneath. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to chuck it on and finally see what this thing looks like in paint on the chassis on the 37s. Let's go see it. Ready? It's in here. I got it in here.
Been wanted this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it.